Good morning, fellow upcycling and mission-minded people. This is going to be, I hope, a little informative video showing you some of the hacks that we make to the pattern that we're about to release on upcycling t-shirts into dresses for little girls. So here's the line. As you can see, we try to really do a lot of color blocking. Make them interesting. We're not just trying to put a shirt back into use, but we're trying to make little girls feel special and pretty or cute. So first, let's just start out with, there are some adorable patterns. They're called Raggedy Edge appliques that if you've got a machine that does embroidery, you can get these patterns. They're wonderful. As you can see, this one here was stitched actually on the dress, appliqued like you would. I don't know if I can get this to show. You can kind of see it was stitched in place on the dress. A little bit of work because you're taking it on and off in order to do the trimming and whatnot, but really cute when it's done. This one, we have a gal who is so sweet. She sits and makes these all, she sent us a whole bag full as separate little embellishments, and then we sit and pick which dress they're going to go on to. So you can do them either way. It's wonderful. They're a great way to dress up a dress that might have otherwise been just a little lackluster. Okay, so now I want to show you this. Sometimes the shirt you get isn't really going to be big enough for your bodice because this design tends to be really close to the neckline. And when that's the case, this part of your bodice pattern is actually going to be off the fabric that's available. So easy enough, right? Just go ahead and stitch some other cute scraps on there. So you might get the idea as to the fact that you don't really end up throwing much away. Jill can tell you that I'm big on that. Put it in a box and you'll find yourself using it. So anyway, I tend to, when I need to do this, I tend to sew that fabric on first and then cut my bodice out after I've done that, so I don't have to make two seams. Probably both ways are equally efficient, personal preference. Well, here was a dress that still was not very colorful, and I'm not sure that we really arrived yet. We may put some buttons and bows on it. We did a little embroidery up on the top, but for me it needs a little more cuteness for its final destination. So you can see now in the instructions, you'll see that we talk about putting some kind of fabric at the bottom. It adds a little bit to the hang so that it doesn't want to curl up when the girls are wearing them, and it makes it super simple. Now I did cover stitch these down, but you don't need to do that. If, like here, this one, I didn't do anything here. Just steam press it, and then, you know, what happens will happen once it gets out into the mission field or Little American Girls, whatever is the destination for your cute little dresses. But now this one, this is actually t-shirt fabric. This is French terry, but it was a super soft shirt, women's shirt, and so we decided we were going to go ahead and use it on one of our dresses that needed some help. Pretty cute. Not a lot of hack going on here, just another adorable little applique. Now, you may have seen these before. I'm not sure if I featured them in a video or not. These shapes were cut out with a Big Shot die cutter. You can run t-shirt fabric through that with your die cutter. I'm imagining it probably dulls it a little earlier than if it was paper, but who knows? I was having fun. And so then I just did some free motion shabby chic kind of stitching and decided to go outside the area, do some loop-de-loop over to another flower so that that dress would be even more cute. Here's one. I got real crazy, was having a lot of fun. You know, once you get going with free motion sewing, that's hard to quit. You just want to have lots of fun. Okay, when you're cutting out t-shirts, once in a while, you're going to run into a problem where you could actually cut the whole skirt piece, except there's a chunk missing. Now I think this was cut because this fold line here that you see was actually underarm, and so the sleeve was here, but I didn't want to forsake the shirt, so I went ahead and cut it out. And then all I did was lay a piece of coordinating knit underneath and did a little zigzag on there. It doesn't need to be complicated. Knits are, t-shirt knits in particular, are really sturdy, so as long as it's stitched down like that, you're good to go. There's no double thickness, nothing fancy. Just lay it down there and stitch it. Now here, this is an interesting hack. So what you're seeing here, you see this seam? That's a shoulder seam. This is the shoulder portion of a sleeve, and down here somewhere was the hem of the sleeve. So because I had that big piece available and I needed a gray colored bodice, I went ahead and cut it out that way, and then just to spiff it up, I put a little bit of lace trim out of the pile on there. Turned out really cute. So you know, there's some rules you can break when you're doing these. The knits will tolerate it. Here's the mate. That was the other sleeve on that same shirt. Worked out great. I think they'll be adorable when they're running around playing. Another shabby chic die cut flower. You see what I mean? I just kind of go crazy. Have lots of fun. This should be fun. Of all that you do when you're crafting, if you're not having fun, you might need to take a break. Try something different and come back later. I was going to show you, sometimes our girls don't always want to do this kind of a sleeve insert, which I don't know if you remember from another video, but this is just a hem cut off of either a sleeve or the bottom of a shirt, and then we just stitch it on and we do this little crossover on off on the underarm portion. I have been known to put it back here sometimes, just depends on how I feel. But for the girls that don't like doing that, we do have, and have included in the pattern, a sleeve, both for the small and the medium-sized dress. Now, sometimes it just doesn't work to be able to cut that out at the bottom of the sleeve where you've got an existing hem, but t-shirt knits, interlock knit, is not going to fray. So we are sending them just like this. No hem. Doesn't need a hem. It's fine. So you make the most out of what you've got in your pile when you're upcycling. Okay? There's a line. All those pretty little dresses. Can't you just imagine these running around out there on the mission field? Or even at a playground here in the United States or Canada or Australia, wherever you are. Look how adorable they are. And you know what? These give. These are not binding and uncomfortable. In our case, these are going to go to Haiti, to a hospice center, so we really want the children to be comfortable. You could sleep in these like a pajama, or you can wear them to play. They're really versatile, and they will wear like iron. That's my video for today. Happy crafting!